Welcome to Forensic Friday.
Where we examine the intersection of true crime, psychology, and the heart of being human in the middle of it all. Well, how are
Yeah.
you? How was your weekend?
Good. We didn't do a lot yesterday because press was working. And then after he got off work, we went to the butterfly pavilion.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun. We were hoping to escape the heat because
Oh,
initially we wanted to do the zoo, but then press was working. It was a whole thing. So I was like,
oh
can't
yeah.
do, at some point, we're thinking Sunday for the zoo.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
No,
It's
it was
hot.
really hot this weekend.
So then when he got done working yesterday, I was like, okay, we can, I want to do I want to get her out somehow within her
Yeah.
nap windows.
Yes.
And so we did the butterfly pavilion, nap and then sleep window, I guess. But it was cool, but it was also very hot because they have to keep that pavilion area
Warm.
warm and humid.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Have I told you my butterfly story?
no.
So I went with Garrett's family. I don't think it was the butterfly pavilion. It might have been. I can't actually remember. It's an out-of-body experience for me.
Oh God.
But they they took me through a butterfly exhibit somewhere and I lost my stuffing. I can't do bugs, can't do butterflies. Happy children everywhere. And I am like this going through. Like I'm trying to not look at anything. Things were landing on me.
Oh my gosh.
Horrible. Did not help my phobia one bit. Garrett was like, I think this is going to help you be less scared. Nope.
Well, I wonder if there's another exhibit with butterflies because I feel like I had a really similar experience one time where I went in and it was
Yes.
literally you couldn't walk through without butterflies in your
I
face.
think it's at a zoo.
I think so too, because this one was not that.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay. So you had a similar, it might be at the Denver Zoo or something
Maybe
where
it's
it's
at
just
the
wall
Cheyenne
to wall
Mountain Zoo.
butterflies. That could be.
You know what? I'm gonna
It
Google this
messed me up. Messed
because
me up.
where to go see live.
I mean, this is literally like a public service announcement right now because I was terrified.
Okay, but I'm telling you, I told Preston,
Mm.
I swear I walked in one time and it was
Oh, yeah. Like wall to wall butterfly. I was freaking
mhm.
terrified. Did you pet Rosie the tarantula?
They don't do that anymore, but I wouldn't anyway.
Right. I figured. I don't know. I was like, maybe she had a breakthrough this weekend and
No, yeah, no, there's no
she's
way in
cool with
hell.
spiders now. No, we're still
Blech,
cool with
blech,
spiders.
no.
Nope, nope.
But I will tell you, God, I hate spiders so much.
I know I do too.
I will tell you, I have a dead one on my door right now. Anyway,
Oh,
um, we personally, Press and I, our house has bigger black widows than they do at the butterfly pavilion.
cool, 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 cool. That's awesome.
Like the ones at the butterfly pavilion,
Uh-huh.
that big.
Yeah.
Ones that we see,
Oh, yeah.
easily that big. Easily.
Oh, my dad caught a wolf spider the size of a tarantula in a
Nope.
baby food jar at my old house
Yeah.
in the
No, in the
garage.
Springs. In the Springs.
Oh, well, this was in the garage.
But was it in
Here.
Colorado Springs?
No, it was up north.
Oh, we had a wolf. We did the same thing, except it was dead.
Ugh,
So I
still alive. It
remember
died slowly in a jar, which Jane could never. I hope Jane's not listening to this. Sorry.
Jane.
That was a
We
bad
love
way
her
to go.
so much. But
I
no,
know.
we had the same thing when we lived in the Springs. My high school boyfriend, closure
Mm,
guy,
mm-hmm.
he was standing at the front door one time and he looked at me and was like, I'm so sorry if I've already said this story to our listeners, but
I don't
here it
think
is
you have.
again.
I haven't heard the story.
So he looks at me. We're about to go to dinner. I remember we were gonna go to Carrabba's because it was my favorite restaurant in high
Oh,
school.
my dad loves Carrabba's.
Oh my gosh.
Loves it.
Chicken Bryant, every time.
Oh,
Every
I don't know
single
what he
time.
gets, but he loves it.
I don't even know if they still have it, but that's what I got every time. So we're standing by the door about to go to dinner, and this, high school boyfriend looks at me and he goes, does Mason, my brother, does Mason have a pet spider?
This is going to be some Home Alone stuff. I could tell.
I look at him and I was like,
no.
Why would you ask that? Like, no one in this family does bugs, not even the men. So I was like, no. Why? And he was like, no reason. We should go.
We should go. We should go now. Woo! Look at nothing.
Yeah, literally. That's basically what he's trying to do. And then I look over and there was like a bench between our
no,
on this wall, and then our front door was like right here. And there's like a little gap. Like
no.
And the spider was as big as a tarantula. And I was within seconds. I did this weird kick thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, look what I can do.
Like a karate move. And then I was on the table, freaking out. And my mom was like standing on the couch. She didn't even see the thing alive. She's on the couch screaming. I'm on the table screaming.
100%. She's like, whatever it is that's got Nat on a bench, I want no part of it. I'm getting on the couch.
100%. So high school boyfriend grabs my dad's shoe and whacks it.
That was brave. That was brave.
I know. And then my mom kept the dead body in a bag to show people how big of a spider we had at our house. And it was the size of a tarantula. It was gross.
My dad went after it with the empty baby food jar, and the thing reared back. My dad was like,
no.
I know. My dad's not scared of anything. It's wild. Oh, well, I'm rallying. And I'm glad I did perk up a little. I was morose an hour ago. I was like, I'm going to bed because we had a signing yesterday with all the people.
I know. That's so cool.
So fun.
I saw the pictures.
It was so fun. The kids made signs and went and talked to people.
All that.
And it just was cool. My mentor, Mary Lou, came and hung out, and it was.
How far away was that from your house?
2 minutes.
What?
It was downtown Monument.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, so cute. And this bookstore went from not being sure that we would do a signing to having a signing to stocking my book. So my book's on the shelves. I can't believe it. So I'm really excited, but I'm so tired. And then they got me in the pool. I will do anything for my nieces and my son.
Impressive.
Like when they're here, I'm a nut.
Mm-hmm.
I got in the pool, the indoor pool, because it was storming by the time we got done. So I'm in there full makeup in the pool. I ended up looking like a drowned raccoon. It was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But we played taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza, whatever that slappy game is, in the water.
Okay.
That's why I look like still a drowned rat, because I was too tired yesterday to do anything with my hair. But it was really fun. It was a really fun weekend with the kids. So I feel exhausted, but in a good way, in a great way.
Good.
I know. It was really fun. Life-giving and good,
Yes.
But I have a mini for us today.
Perfect.
So me and Claude had a big discussion about this, first of all.
I'm going to do some discussing with Claude later.
Oh, Claude's a homie. Claude is a homie. Claude. So I got a gun today, as you know, and she's so pretty, but she's a good gun.
Did you send me a picture of it?
Oh my God, Natalie, it's black with rose gold accents.
I know, I love that.
And
I have a revolver. I need a semi-automatic for my conceal.
Girl, I will not be upset if you copy, because it's outstanding. And it comes with a bunch of stuff. So it looks expensive, but it comes with a little safe, like for your nightstand, that's biometric and has a lock and has a code. So you can do it any which way to keep it really safe with kids. It comes with 2 magazines. How much was it?
It's not even showing me how much it is.
Yeah, I don't want to say on the podcast. I'll tell you later. But it was not cheap, but it included all the things I would have to buy anyway.
Text it to me. Yeah, I want to say my revolver was like $4 something.
Oh yeah,
mine's like a lime green.
Oh girl, I'm telling you, this gun. So it's the Rose.
It's pretty.
It's a P365 XL. So it's a touch longer. It's a carry gun.
Mm-hmm.
Touch longer, so it doesn't have as much kick for practicing at the range. And it's the Rose edition, which is made by a female championship shooter. So it's like a great carry gun, but then
Mhm.
it's just a little bit girly, but it's a good gun.
Yeah, it's
Like the
cute.
base of it is good. And so I went today and I got it. But as I was chatting with Claude, because I was like, okay, Claude, so I'm researching concealed carry classes and I really want to know what I'm doing. And I'm a great shot, but I am
Mhm.
not going to carry until I know every part of what I'm doing.
Mhm.
So some law changed apparently this past week. And I don't know all the details of it, but people were like, get the gun before August 1st, because after August 1st, if you buy a certain kind of gun, you're going to have your concealed carry permit. But you already have your concealed carry.
It expired.
Well, we'll go to the class. We're going to do the class anyway. We'll do a refresher.
Mhm.
But the class I want to do is like an 8 hour, it's on the range. So, like, you get the
Yeah,
paper stuff, but then you
that's good.
also shoot your gun. And if you get, for me, I'll get to shoot my new gun and get really comfortable with it. But I love it. My dad loved it. He was like nerding out with me today at the Bass Pro. But
Love
I'm
that.
talking to Claude and I'm like, okay, how do I use this in the safest way possible?
Mhm.
You and I have a lot of interesting things that go on.
Mhm.
My best defense is still my ability to de-escalate. It really is. It's not a
Mhm.
firearm. It's my
Same.
ability
Yeah.
to talk somebody down. We do it every day of the week.
Yeah.
And I think we're real good at it,
I
honestly.
always thought I would be good at the what's the therapist who joined police on DV call or on like calls, but like
Oh,
specifically
yeah.
DV calls.
Well, and I know you're so jealous of that class I took in grad school. I wonder if they still do it, but
What class?
it was the critical incident stress management. It was taught by an FBI
That's
chaplain and
cool. Yeah.
it was the coolest. I mean,
I don't
I
think
learned
I knew
so
you took
much.
that.
Yeah, she would offer it like every year, but it was like a 2 week intensive class that she would
Mhm.
teach. But she did 9/11. She was one of the responders to Columbine, and
Mhm.
she put teams together. So I was on the DENSEM CISM team for like 5 seconds, and then life took over, and I was too busy working and stuff. But it's just a cool skill set. So I'm talking to Claude, and I'm like, okay, if my number one asset is my ability to de-escalate, right? And I don't want to carry in places that don't make sense to carry. And I think there's a lot of dumb people running around with guns thinking they're going to save the day, and they're more likely to shoot a bystander than to be helpful. So the fact that they're starting to require a class, I feel great about that. That actually does not bother me one bit.
Right.
But I'm struggling a little bit with what recommendations we make for people in dangerous situations. So I
Mhm.
got thinking about domestic violence in particular because I was thinking, I love this gun. I love the fact that there's free resources for women to really learn how to shoot well. And the
Mhm.
gun is really made in many ways for a woman. So it's on the same base. But there's some things that they've done to make things easier. And it works well for my hand. I have a small hand and I don't have the strongest hands either. So
I don't either.
I'm like, messing with it and stuff. And I get on and Claude is very educated in all things domestic violence. And I like to think that we're helping to educate it as it's educating us.
Mhm.
But Claude brought up some interesting points about what happens if a survivor gets a gun to protect themselves and brings it into the home. How likely is it that that firearm will be used against them, particularly when
Mhm.
they're not allowed to have a gun for some reason?
Mhm.
And I was a pain in the ass today at Bass Pro. I was asking so many questions. I had two guys come over and I was like, what do you do if somebody's acting real twitchy and like, I need the gun now and I don't care what gun it is and any gun will do and I just want the cheapest one or like whatever. How do
Mhm.
you guys assess when somebody is at risk to do something? So we had this big conversation about it and they will deny people. And they told me some of the reasons. And I said, what happens if somebody has a deferred judgment? Can you see that? In your background, like is it a CBI? I was asking all kinds of questions. They
Mhm.
can see a lot. I will tell you that. They
Okay.
can see more than your standard CBI. It's a little bit deeper than even what we do.
Okay.
They also asked me if I knew someone with the same last name who'd been denied for a gun. And that was one of the ways they were cross-checking to make sure I wasn't buying a gun for that person,
Mhm.
like for a family member who came in and tried. So I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
But it was like, what do you guys do with this? Because domestic violence is a whole thing. And they looked at me and they said, people who want a gun for a nefarious reason aren't going to buy it at Bass Pro.
Right.
And I said, except for the high functioning ones.
Right.
Because some of our high functioning executive level dudes are not going to buy necessarily from like a gun show. They're going
Mm-hmm.
to actually try to push this through potentially at a store.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. And
Interesting.
I was telling them, I said, do you ever get guys who come in and they're like, well, I wasn't convicted, so blah, 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 or guys who just lie and then it pops up later, you know? And he
Mhm.
said, yes, that does happen. So anyway, here's my question. This is really what I want to discuss with you. In situations where people have had to surrender their guns, if they've had a DV charge or a felony or something's happened, and a survivor doesn't feel safe but isn't ready to leave,
Mhm.
do you think that gun is safe, even if, let's say, they have their own safe? Or we've had guys tell us, well, only my wife has the combination. I don't have the combination anymore, or whatever, right? And
Mhm.
that obviously we don't honor.
Yeah.
What is the risk of that gun being in the home? Is there a way that that gun can be at home safely?
No.
Why?
With the DV client who's
Well,
has
yeah, with a survivor who says, you know what, I can't leave yet, but I need to have a way to protect myself. So I put a gun in a safe and I have the
no,
combination, or I hid one. I hid one somewhere, you know?
no, no.
Why?
I mean, maybe there's some wiggle room here. Maybe the answer is more gray than yes and no. But um, I think when there is domestic violence happening within a home, unfortunately, there's other household weapons, if you will, right?
Mhm,
So there's already risk.
mhm,
If there's power and control, coercive control, and domestic violence happening within a home, a a gun, in my opinion, is not a safe option to have inside the home
mm.
because you and I both know fights escalate,
Yeah.
right? Over time. They don't start with, with high lethality
Mm-mm.
techniques or tactics. But it progresses to that. And so if there is a gun in a home, then yeah, I don't think with all those dynamics in it, I don't think it's safe.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, I worked a case
Mm-hmm.
where there was
You
a gun
did.
in the home and obviously no one knew that because they're not going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was a really unfortunate outcome,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So yeah, it's not safe at all.
No, and our poor probation officers, we had a client who they found a rifle in the closet.
Hmm.
And the guy was like, well, what about when the zombies come? And I'm like, well, you'll be in jail. So a hell of a lot of good you're going to do your family in jail when the zombies come, you know?
Hmm.
But really, and that was a multi-time felon who told me that. I think you're right, Nat, that if it's in the house, even if they hide it, if an offender finds a gun in the house that they didn't know about,
Hmm.
I mean, that's a nuclear fight waiting to happen with a firearm.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm with you. I also think with the amount of strangulation that we see, it wouldn't take much to intimidate a survivor into giving a code to a safe, right? The other risk factor that I want to highlight, and this is a story I've told you, but I don't think I've told anyone else this. When I was in high school, one of my dear friends had a really, really serious domestic violence incident happening at home. So one of the parents was on drugs and really threatening the family, and it was just a really sad situation. And my mom went up and cleaned the house and took all the guns because she's Tina. That's what Tina does. And we still have those guns to this day because we never gave them back. And that person actually ended up incarcerated. And the kicker for the guns, I have two gun stories, but the kicker for the gun was the son, the oldest son, not the oldest child, but the oldest son was trying to break into the gun safe.
Hmm.
It was the oldest son, and he would have been, oh gosh, maybe a freshman in high school, like a
So
kid.
he did break in.
He was trying to.
Okay.
So they found marks and stuff where he was trying to pick the lock to get into the gun safe.
Mm.
And my mom was like, that's going to be bad. And the other mother agreed. And so my mom went and took all the guns when the dad was out, doing something. But the other gun story I happen to know of is one of my friends broke up with a man who was then suicidal and driving around the neighborhood, and I had to go with him to the hospital and whatever. And he ended up when my husband and my dad went to go get the guns out of his place because he had a bunch of guns. There was one up against the table with one in the chamber, and his Bible was open. And his like last ditch effort to like live was to drive around and call my family. And I intercepted him in like a Starbucks and went to the hospital with him. So I've seen really scary things happen with guns. And I wanted to get my carry permit a couple of years ago, but I have a very healthy respect for it. That's what I will say. I enjoy shooting at the range, and I think it's good to be comfortable around guns anyway, because you just never know when you're going to need to be able to handle one safely, even if it's just to pick it up and take it apart so that it's safe. If somebody brings one somewhere, it's just good to understand it.
Right.
But those are some kind of scary stories. So I was thinking, it's kind of irresponsible to talk about getting a gun and talking about concealed carry class. And we're going to have us and some of our friends are going to take a concealed carry class. And I have very good reasons at this point in my life, as do you, to be a concealed carry holder. And what I didn't understand until conference is an awful lot of our colleagues do,
Mm-hmm.
because we have a really intense job. And the
Yeah.
last thing I would ever want is to have a confrontation with a client or someone like that.
No.
We adore our clients, but I also am not stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that there's some risk there. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Nat, is the safest way if you don't have DV in your home? What's the safest way to store firearms
In a locked safe.
in a locked safe? Right?
Yep.
And kids hear and see everything. So one of the things that I've heard from teenagers is they will hear you. They will watch, even if you think they're too small to be paying attention, they will watch you put in a code. Like, you just really have to protect that. And I think people sometimes get a little bit lax because you just don't think. Mac didn't know we had a gun until today. And we had a big talk
Wow.
about it because I didn't know my parents had guns until I was about his age, because
Mm-hmm.
they never messed with them. And people have lots of opinions, get your kids comfortable with guns, whatever. I have no judgment of any of it.
Yeah.
I appreciated that my parents never told me because I wasn't curious about it. And more importantly than that, I never would have messed with it, but my brother might have,
Right.
because boys are a little more curious about that stuff. They have Nerf
Right.
guns and paintball guns and whatever. They can be a little more curious.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know. My parents kept them locked up
Yeah.
on lockdown, and I never knew. I never saw them.
Yeah.
And I remember being really surprised when I found out that they actually did have guns. And we sat down with Mac today. He was like, "You guys have guns?" I'm like, "We do have guns, bud. They're locked up." And the biggest conversation we had was, "Hey, if you're at your friend's house," there was one friend in particular, but we talked to her, we said, "Hey, if you're at your friend's house and any kids ever say, 'Hey, do you want to see my dad's gun?' or anything like that," because there are a lot of people who don't lock up their firearms. We're like, the answer is no, and you want to go home and you go find a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a good talk about that. So it's just it's an interesting world out there, buddy. These are hard decisions.
It is hard. And obviously you and I are not anti guns, but we're very pro caution, I guess.
Well, I feel like Preston's very safe and you're very safe.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yes. We recently he used to have it wasn't really a gun safe, but it was a type of safe
Yeah.
that he used to use before we had Grace. But now, I bought him one of those, a really kind of fancy little one. And then it
Yeah.
came the second, and then for all of his bigger ones, I mean, they're so high up. There's like no, they're like high up, and I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to share where, but
No.
you'd have to really look for them and know
Yeah.
about them to find
Yes.
them. Those are like his hunting ones.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of stuff is there, but with anything inside the home, we have boxes for, you know.
Well, and we have, it kind of occurred to us, Mac's bigger than you. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of occurred to us some of the ones that we've had kind of tucked away in storage. We don't keep
Yeah.
ammo with them, any of that. We don't even, I mean, really, we have our stuff pretty secure too. But when we realized how big Mac is, which was also kind of a realization today, we're gonna get a bigger gun safe that'll hold even like, we have like a skeet shooting shotgun. We have like stuff like that too. And so we're gonna get a bigger safe too. That'll be even more safe than what we're doing now. But it's just it's super important. It made me think today. So I was
Yeah.
like having fun, and then I was like, "Ooh, oh, the gravity of it just hit
No,
me."
it's nuts. Well, that's the thing. Like guns, I mean, my brother and his wife, really all of my family besides me are like way more into it than I am because
Mm-hmm.
for me it's and like I'm not anti. I think,
Mm,
if you are allowed to have them for a home protection, then like that's good, and
totally.
we see more and more situations where, like people are,
Mhm.
especially in the Denver area, it's a wild ride.
Oh, for sure.
So if you need something, that's between you and your family. But for me, like it's like guns are like they're like such a definer.
Yes.
It's like if you use a gun, especially for self-protection, like there's one ending.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like really, that's what they tell you when you go to the
Yeah.
classes. They say you don't go to just hurt someone,
No. No.
right? Like this is a defining
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
And so for me, like it's so heavy that like yeah. Again, I'm not anti. I like having my self-protection in my
Mhm.
home, but yeah, I'm not as into them as my family is.
Mm-mm.
They'll like
No.
talk all this stuff and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
No. No.
And I have a pretty decent shot too because I sometimes go shooting with them, but I'm like that's all that matters to me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
need to like know all the things. I don't need to be like
No.
some crazy expert on types of bullets and
No.
whatever. And
I wanted a real safe gun with a good safety, but it can do the job if you need it. Fun
Mhm.
to take to the range, maybe, but like really a last resort. And I think you and I have such good luck with de-escalation. I feel like if you're going to do anything, take a class on how to communicate in a de-escalating way. We could
100%,
teach the police. We
literally.
are we are women who sit down with men who've hurt women, and we're like, so yeah, the courts told you had to be here. My name's Janine, like it's
Yeah.
like not
Yeah.
fun always. And we've had real good luck de-escalating, just staying calm, bringing the voice down. And so one of my thoughts was, are we more likely to escalate? This is what Claude brought up that I've been noodling on. Are we more likely to escalate to a firearm if we have it? And I do think there's some truth to that if you're not making good decisions.
Hmm.
If you don't have it, you have to use everything else at your disposal.
Right.
And most of the time, you're not going to need it. But if you have it, we see a lot of people who brandish or say they have it or escalate maybe a touch quicker than they would if they didn't have it. And so I think one of the things I'm committed to, and you're on my text thread with 15 other women right now, where I'm like, let's go do this class together and we're just going to understand.
Hmm.
Really, what I want to do is understand and increase our knowledge base. And go from there, you know. But I was
Hmm.
like, "Ooh, this is like the gravity of it. Like she's pretty and I love her. I pick her up on Thursday, but also I'm really thinking about, the safety factors. And so after I take the class, I'm sure I'll have even more that I'm thinking about self-defense and DV and I'm going to be a pain in the class. I'm going to ask 8,000 questions. It's going to be really interesting.
Oh, it's good. You should ask a bunch of questions. Honestly, the one I did was not. It like got the job done.
Oh, I'm going to a good one. We're going to a really great
That's what I'm
place.
saying. Like, I would actually really like to go to one that
Yes.
is more legit. Again, the one I did,
Yes.
it was like online. It was stupid.
Oh, no. And this one is on range. So you take your gun to the range and practice. And it's a female teacher, which I like. Because sometimes male teachers can be a little patronizing in a situation like this. And I'm like, I want a woman who's going to be like, this is the best way to carry as a woman. This is because you don't want to have the gun taken from you either. So, like, there's tips about where to store it. What are the parameters to pull it out? What are the consequences legally? All the things. So I'm excited about it. I'm gonna signed up with my gal pals,
Love it.
But we will keep y'all posted. Let us know what you think. We're not having a political conversation about guns. That's not what we're doing.
No.
But if you have comments, questions, concerns, whatever for a future episode, please let us know.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We'll see you Friday, as always.
Bye, forensic friends.
I'm Janine.
And I'm Nat.
And as always, thanks for listening and join us next week for more crime, psychology, and heart.